Thank you, President Easley. To the trustees, to the faculty, mothers and fathers, to the grandmothers and grandfathers, and to you, the University of Mount Union, congratulating class of 2012. Thank you for allowing me to share this very special day with you today. I hate to admit it, but it's been 40 years since I was sitting out there among you wondering what was next in my life. Over those last 40 years, I've learned many lessons. The one that stands out in my mind is the one I'd like to share with you today. And that is talent alone is never enough. Last weekend, we held the NFL draft. Next weekend, we will bring in our draftees for our rookie orientation. It's an amazing thing how popular the NFL draft has become. It's now the second most watched event on the NFL calendar behind the Super Bowl. Needless to say, it's the lifeblood of all 32 NFL teams. And so every year, countless hours, millions of dollars are spent on the evaluation process, trying to bring in the best prospects to aid your team. So, with the technology we have today, there's a vast amount of information we can get on every prospect. Yet, every year, 50% of the first-round draft picks fail. So it becomes very obvious that the biggest, strongest, fastest players are not always the most productive players in the NFL. So as you go through and you observe this, you begin to realize that the intangibles of an individual are just as important or even more important than the talent. What I'd like to share with you today is 3 areas that I think are critical to success in any profession. Starting number 1 and maybe the most important one, find something you love. Having a passion for what you're doing is far more important than any plan. Passion creates fire. It creates fuel. It's the gas that runs all our engines. It's what gives us that burning desire and that drive when we get up in the morning that we carry with us through the day until we go to bed at night. Passion, okay, is what champions are developed within, and they have the passion. If you can find something that you love to do, you love to do it so much that you're willing to do it for nothing. You become good at it. Someday somebody will be happy to pay you. A passionate person with limited talent will almost always outperform a passive person with greater talent. It's that passion, it's that drive, okay, that brings out the willpower in all of us, right, that enables us to accomplish anything. Again, champions are made from within and not from without. Passion can transform the average to good and the good to great. It's what enables us to enjoy the journey just as much as reaching the destination. So, as you graduates, leave the friendly confines of Mount Union here today. You will find many things that are going to catch your eye. But very few will catch your heart. So my advice would be follow your dreams. Use your true talents for all of your work. And if you're fortunate enough to align your priorities with your passion, it will bring a great deal of joy and fulfillment to your life. And always remember, the pain of risk weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. The second thing I'd like to talk about is the law of compensation. The law of compensation has been around much longer than any of us. It's very simple. Simply put, the more you give, the more you put into something, the more you're going to get back out of it. If you give a little, you get a little back. If you give a lot, you only get a lot back. And it's a simple principle, but it's amazing how many people never figure out that we reap exactly what we sow. No more, no less. Now, we live in a quick fix, instant gratification society now. Part of the norm because of that has been many people are looking for ways to cut corners and take shortcuts. And I'm here today to tell you that any success that you attain by cutting corners, taking shortcuts, is going to be short-lived. The only way for continued success, anything worthwhile, comes from a long and grueling process of hard work. The next thing I'd like to talk about is what influences in my mind more than anything else the success that a person has. Over 27 years, I've watched extremely talented people come into the NFL that you think that they could have a long, extended career. And they don't utilize that talent, and they're out within a year or two. And the thing that I've observed is the biggest difference between those that succeed and those that fail lies in the difference in their habits. And it's an amazing thing to watch. We first form our habits, then our habits form us. We don't even realize it. If we have good habits, it tends to lead to good results. If we have poor habits, it makes it very difficult to survive. If you have good habits, you tend to have more focus, more sense of purpose, more direction. It breeds confidence, it leads to success. If you're unfocused, you have no sense of purpose, then it leads to doubt, and eventually leads to failure. So it's extremely important to have a sense of purpose in everything that you do. The third area that I would like to discuss is handling adversity and surviving success. Now, all of us are going to face adversity. Adversity in the NFL is as much hard as the air you breathe, the food that you eat. We know that you aren't going to win every game, even though that's our goal. It always matters, okay, how do you respond when you face that bump in the road, when you face that adversity? And the first step in overcoming the adversity is accepting your role. What you can never have happen is to point fingers and place blame when things don't go the way you want them to go. If you show me a person that does that, I'll show you a loser. The best way to combat the adversity is stick to your organized plan. Change for the sake of change is very disruptive. It breeds uncertainty and inconsistency. So you have to have the courage when things get tough to stick with your plan and stay the course, maintain your self-confidence, and never start to doubt yourself. The last thing I'd like to discuss is surviving success. In my mind, this is the toughest thing that anybody has to deal with. We all know that no matter what the profession is, you have to pay a high price to be successful. And it's normally a long and grueling process. Most people see the product, they don't see the process. One of my favorite quotes is simply this: for every 10 people that can handle adversity, there's only one handle success. Why is that? The downside of success is like a virus. It's invisible. It's insidious. It's the master of the sneak attack. It breeds a level of contentment in all of us. The hardest thing to do is when things are going well, and everybody's patting us on the back, we have a tendency to relax. One thing, no matter where you are in your career, you can never feel that the journey's over and that you've arrived. The minute you feel you've arrived, you've already begun to slide. Things are too competitive. There's somebody out there that's willing to do all those little things, and if you aren't taking care of business, that's looking to take your job. So you've got to refuse to take that poison pill of success. You have to continually challenge yourself to set the bar higher. You have to stay prepared, you have to stay hungry, you have to stay driven. Now, in a few moments, you will officially become the University of Mount Union graduating class of 2012. You certainly have the smarts, you certainly have the heart. Now, it's up to you, each and every one of you, to decide how you use those talents, because we're all captains of our own ship. But I think if you think about these 3 points we made today, they'll go a long way in aiding you as you take this next step in whatever profession you choose. Number 1, follow your heart. Find something you love. Let it bring that passion out within you. Number 2, understand the law of compensation. That life is going to give back to you exactly what you give to life. And number 3, prepare yourself for adversity because it is going to come. And number 4, once you are successful, don't take that poison pill and don't ever relax. Now, I'd like to close today with a poem that I've carried around with me for over 30 years. And I think it says a lot when you really listen to it. It's called State of Mind. It goes like this. For if you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you won't. If you like to win, but don't think you can, it's almost a cinch you won't. For if you think you will lose, you've lost. For out in the world you'll find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. For many games are lost before a play is run, and many a coward fails before his work's begun. Think big, and your deeds will grow. Think small, and you'll fall behind. Think I can, and you will. It's all in the state of mind. For if you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you'll ever win the prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster person. But sooner or later, the one who wins is the one who thinks he can. I'd like to thank you again for sharing this special day with me. Congratulations to all of you. I respect you, and I wish amazing things for all of you.